What's up guys and welcome back to another Wynand Crypto video. What if I told you that the XRP's current price is completely fake? That everything you're seeing right now is just artificial manipulation and the real value hasn't even begun to show itself yet. Make sure to watch this video completely until the end because this could change everything for XRP holders. Here is something that's going to blow your mind. The current valuation of utility tokens like XRP is absolutely meaningless. I've said this before in my previous XRP analysis. I'm going to say it again because it's that important. XRP's value today is 100% artificial. Now, why am I so confident about this statement? Why do I keep hammering this point home even when we're talking about other utility projects like HBAR? It's simple. We haven't discovered the genuine worth of these revolutionary projects yet. Sure, we understand XRP's utility. We can see the massive potential it holds for the future. But here's a problem that's staring us right in the face. XRP is still dancing to Bitcoin's tune. Take a look at what's happening right now. XRP is sitting around $2.24, but its price movements are completely following Bitcoin's lead. This is concrete proof that whatever Bitcoin does, XRP follows like a puppet on strings. This means XRP's current valuation isn't authentic. XRP is being manipulated. Actually, this entire market is being manipulated because everything traces back to Bitcoin's influence. Right now, Bitcoin dominance is sitting above 64%, so when people ask if XRP is being adopted by banks and all this amazing news is coming out, why isn't XRP's price exploding? Well, don't point fingers at XRP's fundamentals and don't blame Ripple. The real culprit is simple. We're not in a utility-driven bull market yet. But here's the exciting part. We're getting closer to that breakthrough moment every single day as legal frameworks catch up with innovation. And as institutional adoption continues expanding rapidly, we're moving closer to utility becoming the primary value driver. Recently, Mario Nolfo reposted that BlackRock clip. This is from June 1st, 2025. Larry Fink says tokenization of every financial asset is the future. We're already there at IBC. We believe the next step forward with this technology is tokenizing every financial asset. Every stock, every bond, every financial instrument will exist on one unified ledger. We're in complete agreement. And we're not sitting around waiting here. We're developing more tokenized real-world assets than anyone else, building infrastructure for credit, yield-bearing instruments, and physical assets. As the leading exposure platform in this space, we're determining how capital, compliance, and custody will flow in this multi-trillion-dollar transformation. The infrastructure is being constructed. We're the ones building it. Now listen carefully. When it comes to BlackRock, it won't be just one ledger. It's going to be multiple distributed ledger technologies, multiple networks, all connected to one central ledger. This aligns perfectly with what the Bank for International Settlements told us about their multi-ledger initiative. This is actually happening right now. This is where we witness entire asset classes migrating on-chain. This is Wall Street 2.0 that I've discussed, including projects like Ondo. All of this is unfolding in real time. If you missed this video clip from 2024, listen to it again carefully.
We believe the next step going forward will be the tokenization of financial assets. And that means every stock, every bond will have its own, basically, CUSIP. It'll be on one general ledger. Every investor, you and I, will have our own number, our own identification. We could rid ourselves of all issues around illicit activities about bonds and stocks and digital by having a tokenization. But the most importantly thing, we could customize strategies through tokenization that fits every individual. We would have instantaneous settlement. Think about all the costs of settling bonds and stock. But if you had a tokenization, everything would be immediate because it's just a line item. And so we believe this is a technological transformation for financial assets. If you want to talk about voting and voting choice and all the things, if we know every moment who is the owner of that stock and it's now time to vote, every individual who has ownership is identified and they can vote their own share.
We believe the next step will be tokenizing financial assets. Every stock, every bond will essentially have its own CUSIP on one general ledger. Every investor will have their own number, their own identification. We could eliminate all issues around illicit activities in bonds, stocks, and digital assets through tokenization. Most importantly, we could customize strategies through tokenization. For every individual, we could have instantaneous settlement. Consider all the costs involved in settling bonds and stocks, but with tokenization, everything would be immediate because it's just a digital entry. But the fact that this asset management giant is making these statements proves this revolution is already underway. We can see it happening right now. On top of that, $84 trillion is preparing to transfer, leading to the entire amount being tokenized as well. This represents the wealth transfer from baby boomers to Gen X, Gen Y, and Gen Z. This is that massive generational wealth shift. The incredible part is that we're participating in this wealth transfer by investing in the underlying infrastructure. XRP is already witnessing significant amounts of money being tokenized on its network. Having this $84 trillion on-chain won't stop there either. Someone who made an excellent point about this was Quincy. The trading volume from real-world asset tokenization is the adoption. For every tokenized asset, each trade contributes to network demand. I want everyone to grasp this concept. As trading volume increases for tokenized assets, the liquidity demand from crypto as payment to facilitate these transactions also increases, enabling value appreciation to meet liquidity demand and allowing the ecosystem to grow with more working capital. This is one of the most insightful posts I've encountered about tokenization. Most posts just highlight BlackRock's involvement, but what everyone is missing here is that it's not just about bringing $100 trillion on-chain. Imagine $100 trillion existing on-chain, being traded 24/7, 365 days a year. Many experts have told us this as well. For example, watch this clip where Ripple discusses real estate on the XRP ledger. This is Jay-Z Cooper.
So tokenization is really just the digital representation of something in the real world in a digital format. In this case, we're talking about the blockchain. So taking something in the real world, it could be anything. It could be equity, it could be something that you own, it could be a certain privilege like the ability to vote, and taking that entity or aspect that's off-chain and bringing it onto the blockchain and representing it in a digital format. So typically once you have an understanding of what you would like to represent, you'll use an existing standard such as ERC20 on Ethereum or an IOU-like fungible token on the XRP ledger, and you'll actually take that real-world thing and represent it on the blockchain. Now, why do you want to do that? What's the purpose of just tokenizing something for the sake of it? There isn't one. So effectively, after you've tokenized it, you want to go ahead and do something with it. You want to send it as a payment, or you want to trade it or collateralize it so you can access a loan and use one of the many advantages of tokenizing real things on the blockchain.
Did you catch that? These tokenized assets won't just sit on-chain collecting dust. You want to do so much more with them. David Schwartz said exactly the same thing back in 2023. Listen to this carefully.
We're going to see, as real-world asset tokenization projects grow, I think the XRP ledger is going to be a really good platform for them to launch on, particularly because of the low fees and because of the integration with the DEX, with the proximity to sort of the movement of funds. The ability, if someone's going to buy, what do you want to do with a real-world tokenized asset? You want to buy it, you want to sell it, you want to hold it, you want to transfer it. And if you want to buy it and sell it, you want to be able to do that with whatever asset is convenient for you. You don't want to tie, if you tokenize some sort of debt, like you don't want to tie it to US dollars because then that limits access to it to people who have sort of proximity to US dollars. One of the things the XRP ledger is good for is giving you sort of proximity to many different assets, and that exchange is seamlessly built in. So I think that's going to make, that's one of the many reasons why the XRP ledger is going to be a good place to launch tokenized real-world assets. I think we'll see that in the next year, year and a half.
Cool, yeah, and there's...
When you tokenize something, you want to do more with it. This is straightforward. This connects to my point about Quincy's observation. This is exactly what so many people fail to understand about tokenization. Today's value of gas tokens like XRP and HBAR are tiny drops in the ocean compared to their destination. Everything valuable will be tokenized. Graham Rodford from Arcax told us the total addressable market is approximately $1.7 quadrillion. Real-world assets won't just exist on-chain, they will be traded continuously, 24/7, 365 days. They will be locked in liquidity pools for lending and borrowing. They will be used to create entirely new on-chain markets. The demand these networks will experience will exponentially multiply the value of underlying gas tokens. Stablecoins already represent the Forex market on-chain, which processes trillions daily. Asset classes like real estate are already migrating on-chain. We're witnessing the early stages of one of history's largest revolutions. These utility networks are still tied to Bitcoin's performance. When utility becomes the primary value driver, that's when real value will emerge. We will become wealthy from holding genuine utility, but it won't be easy or quick. I want you to understand that every holder of utility-based projects in this space will become extremely wealthy. This isn't just my belief, it's based on the total addressable market. And you guys, I have a special trick for you, which nobody seems to be using, and I cannot wrap my head around why, because if you sign up through my link down in the description onto the BTCC exchange, you get a 10% deposit bonus, and now stay with me here. Now here comes the important part. If you have any trading capital on any other exchange and you move it to your newly created BTCC account, you get, on top of your capital, you moved another 10% extra trading capital. As an example, so if you move or deposit 100K to your account, you get 10K for free. I'm not kidding. I really don't understand why nobody's doing this. To me, it really seems like people sometimes are too lazy or just don't like free money. I mean, like, I cannot make that account for you. You will need to do that yourself, alright? So let's jump back into the video. I want you to realize what tokenization actually represents is the beginning of everything financial moving on-chain. This will bring all traditional finance markets with it. We're looking at stocks, bond markets, real estate, every major asset class, every major market with tied value. All of this is moving on-chain. What's incredible is that Arcax, who told us about the total addressable market, is already partnered up with Ripple to bring millions to the XRP ledger. They already have millions connected to it. Looking at the XRP ledger, Arcax is number one with 111.7 million tied to it. They also provided access to the Aberdeen Money Market Fund on the XRP ledger in collaboration with Ripple. This fund has billions tied to it, but they're starting with millions. I believe this is also tracked under Arcax. We have the Aberdeen Liquidity Fund at 44.9 million plus another 11.4 million. Even the DTCC, in their patent discovered by Generation Infinity, is tokenizing quadrillions in global assets. The networks connected to this include HBAR, XRP, and several others. We already have the biggest players moving. The DTCC processes over $3 quadrillion annually in security transactions. This is much bigger than the world realizes. They're giving us the minimum information. Ultimately, these underlying networks and the entire RWA space will be 10 to 100 times bigger than current levels. The total on-chain RWA value is $23 billion. The total addressable market is $1.7 quadrillion. This doesn't even account for what major players like the DTCC are moving in value. Well over $3 quadrillion. This could be vastly bigger than we imagine. Today, these networks' valuations are completely artificial. They're meaningless. When the real value hits, when it becomes reality, you'll witness just how efficient, disruptive, and revolutionary this technology actually is because of the genuine value attached to it. So there you have it, the real story behind XRP's future value that most people are completely missing. This isn't just speculation, this is the infrastructure being built right now by the biggest financial institutions in the world. If this opened your eyes to what's really coming, smash the like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications because you don't want to miss what's happening next in this space. Drop your thoughts about XRP's real value potential in the comments below. I read every single one. Follow me on Twitter for daily updates. Thank you very much for watching. Wynand Crypto out.